A kind person found a puppy in a devastating situation, abandoned, exposed to the sun and rain, trying to get up but unable to. It was a heartbreaking scene. With a blank and sad look, not understanding what had happened, she remained there for 2 days, waiting for something that would never come, her owner. The Good Samaritans, trying to give her some comfort, put her in a cardboard box with a towel to warm her up. They gave her food, but her little body, weakened by sadness and abandonment, didn't even react. She simply didn't know what was happening. Her heart was broken. Faced with this painful situation, the only solution was to call us. Upon arrival, we came across a young puppy, approximately 1 year old, small and incredibly obedient. It was heartbreaking to see such a young, fragile creature abandoned to her own fate. The question that hung in the air was inevitable. Why was she there? Where was her owner? Why had they left her like that? Without direction, without protection. After 2 days of abandonment, the signs of abuse and despair were evident. Her condition was extremely serious, far beyond what anyone could have imagined. We immediately took the little girl to the vet. The tests revealed the extent of her suffering. Severe inflammation was taking over her body, and sepsis was imminent. Every minute counted. Her skin, yellowed by suffering, reflected the critical state she was in. The only chance of survival was an immediate blood transfusion. It was a race against time, and with every second, her life hung by a thread. The fear of losing her consumed us. The possibility that she would not survive the neglect and human cruelty was real. Those were agonizing days in the hospital, where her condition showed no signs of improving, until, miraculously, the blood transfusion began to take effect. In the midst of so much suffering, there was finally a ray of light. Physically, she began to recover, but the emotional wounds she carried were still deep. It would take time for her to fully recover, both from the physical and emotional trauma. However, something began to change. The will to live, so extinguished before, began to be reborn within her. She began to eat with greater appetite, as if she knew that this was her chance to survive. And, surprisingly, she developed a taste for natural foods, which became essential to her recovery. The little dog, who had once been on the brink of death, began to thrive. She gained strength, and the sparkle in her eyes slowly returned. Each day was a victory, each step a triumph over the cruelties she had faced. And then, finally, the big day arrived. A loving family fell in love with her and decided to adopt her. She was no longer just an abandoned puppy with no name. Now, she had a new life and a new name, Aurora, symbolizing rebirth and the beginning of a future full of love and hope. Aurora, formerly called Chanel, began to live the life she always deserved. She played happily and, for the first time, she could go out for a walk, feeling the wind on her face and freedom under her paws. Her happiness was palpable, overflowing with every movement, every look. That smile that once seemed impossible was now constant. Seeing Aurora happy, playing and making friends was proof that love and care can completely transform a person's life. Even though her beginnings were tragic, her destiny was now different, filled with love, affection, and a new family. Aurora's smile is beautiful, but her journey was marked by pain. Today, she is the symbol that, even when all seems lost, hope can blossom. Aurora's story is a powerful reminder that every being deserves a second chance, and that, with the right support, any wound, no matter how deep, can be healed.